Hello there, folks. The Conservative Party are in a mess. They are imploding before our very eyes, and the summer recess could not have come at a better time for them, because they can run away and hide from their by-election bruising by burying their heads in the sand and pretending this is all some kind of terrible nightmare. They are hemorrhaging support like Leeds United hemorrhaged goals towards the end of last season. Tory moderates are legging it to the Liberal Democrats, and the Brexit supporting traditional Labour voters, who were utterly spellbound and mesmerised by the slogan "Get Brexit Done," seem to be awakening from their collective coma and cannot even look at themselves in the mirror for voting in the likes of Lee Anderson and Brendan Clark-Smith. And it is set to get even worse for the Conservative Party, as Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage, will pinch a large chunk of the more extremist Tory vote. So that in itself is already a disaster. But more worrying still is even the autopilot Tory voters appear to be having second thoughts. Stanley Johnson, the man who provided the semen from which Boris Johnson was grown in a laboratory, is a lifelong Tory voter and represented the Conservative Party in the European Parliament. He is 82 years old. All he has ever known is voting blue, but even he cannot commit to doing so next time. As you are about to witness him say here, he hopes to be able to vote Conservative again, but has certain conditions they must meet first. He joined Nadine Dorries on her bloody awful Friday night talk TV show. Let's have a look.
But can you tell me, this is going to be a really crude question after that, who are you going to vote for at the next general election?
I will vote for any party which does the right thing on the environment and on Europe. Years ago, before the Loveless Room, I set up a group, an all-party group called Environmentalists for Europe. My concern now is to bring the UK back into some proper alignment with Europe, because that is so important, not just on the animal welfare and environment side, but on a whole range of issues where we are frankly floundering. So we need to find a formula. I will back any party which says, yes, we're out of Europe, but it is quite absurd that we are treating ourselves as some offshore island of the Eurasian landmass. Absolute nonsense. So I will back that part. And I hope it'll be Conservatives.
Thank you. And I'm going to go to our panel to comment on that now. So, Kevin.
It's interesting. He says he hopes it's Conservative, but he's not saying he's definitely going to vote Conservative, isn't he? Because I would have thought the Liberal Democrat and Labour offers will be greater on that area than the Conservative offer.
Well, they haven't been over the last 4 years. Those offers have been coming from the Conservative Party.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Nadine. Who the hell are you kidding? The Conservative Party have completely alienated us from Europe, and it's looking like they're about to cave to the likes of Jacob Greased Slug on ditching net zero targets. Liz Truss wanted to reintroduce fracking to the United Kingdom, and it was only Rishi Sunak, thankfully, that put a stop to it when he was installed as Prime Minister. So there's absolutely no offer on Europe or the environment coming from the Conservative Party. Not a single one. However, there is very little offer on Europe from the Labour Party either. Starmer is terrified of throwing the Tories any kind of lifeline, so he dare not even mention it. We have the Shadow Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, talking about ways to grow the economy without even so much as mentioning the single market. The pro-European vote, and Stanley Johnson is one of them, is there for the taking, but nobody is brave enough to commit to it. Quite honestly, the smartest thing Rishi Sunak could do at this point is to start sowing the seeds of doubt about Brexit, just to see how Keir Starmer and the Labour Party would react. He has nothing left to lose at this point. And he surely must be aware of that. He surely must realise the course he is currently on is heading for disaster. I cannot wait for it to happen. But surely he's not stupid enough to head straight for the iceberg. Because when even Stanley Johnson is considering putting his cross in a non-Tory box, boy, the Prime Minister and the Conservative Party should really be taking heed. But they won't, because they are absolutely bloody useless. And I am greatly looking forward to their demise with all manner of glee. It's going to perhaps be the most amusing election night in history. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll catch you again soon.